Hello everyone, Tanoshi here, and welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So, our 10th anniversary, unfortunately, is coming to a closing end. With all the content already in, with all the events in and the cards being released, what we left now is with our redstones. Now, from a very long time ago, I said to you guys, wait until the end. Let's see what Easy A's and Super Easy A's. Let's see what we get. Then we go back at the end of the celebration and we choose what is convenient to us. So now I'm gonna give you guys my personal opinion and what you should have, what you should not have, and what you should seriously consider having in your account. And the latter one is for those who are new to the game, those who haven't played in a while. There are some contents that some cards in here is going to be really good for returning players as well as new players, but not so good for veteran players because you might want to dupes off everything else. So without further ado, remember, this is personal, this is my experience in the game. Yes, I'm not going to have an experience which is going to be great with every card in the game, but I can give you an idea of what you can use, and obviously it's going to depend on your box. Some of these units you already have them rainbowed, even though they might be a good pick, but some others you're like, well, I don't have a dupe, I should have a dupe or two. Now remember guys, when I give a personal opinion, remember you have 3 redstones in your inbox if you haven't used them, so you have 3 picks. Each character in this tab of the barbershop costs 1 redstone, so you can pick 3 characters, you can pick dupes, an extra dupe, an extra 2 dupes, as you wish. It's my best estimate of what I'm going to try to do is have an estimate of what characters are going to be very good with Super A's in the future if you already have most of them rainbowed, and those who don't have all those characters who you should be picking. Now without further ado, this guy, absolutely fantastic after his Easy A. You cannot take him in many red zone events, you'll be dead in the water, but most other events he is very good. These are one of the cards that maybe in near 2 years time, he might be getting a Super Easy A, and he would be good to have him rainbowed. But if you do not have him, then perhaps you should have that in your inbox. But if you already do, I wouldn't take copies for him, because probably next time he comes around and he'll be due to his Super Easy Aid, it might be 3 years down the line. It's not worth spending the stone on him right now, but you would want to have him leveled up. He is absolutely fantastic. And slightly better than him is Vegeta with his counters, with his power. Both of them, when they transform into blue, they become absolutely beasts. But again, there's a lot of units in Dokkan that are being caught by that lack of defensive abilities, and these guys are probably going to age very fast in this year to come. Just keep that in mind. I think they're absolutely worth to have in your box. If you do not have them, these are the 2 units that you should seriously consider having them. And that's a personal opinion, especially this Vegeta. I believe he's very good. Now those 2, Goku, very solid, very solid Easy A, good card, but I think they lacked a little bit with him when they gave him Easy A. Would I pick him with the redstone? No. Vegeta now. You should seriously consider having this guy. Him on a Majin Buu saga, it's almost essential. This guy, to begin with, offers you, I believe it's 30%, yes, 30% damage reduction right off the bat, and you get another 20% damage reduction with one rainbow key sphere obtained. So, which is very, very easy to get in the Majin Buu Saga. Usually those units, you have plenty of defensive abilities on a Majin Buu Saga. How well this guy links with others, not fantastically, but having a unit in your inbox for the Majin Buu Saga that actually comes out with, don't forget, he has also a guard. I'm sure he has guard. When HP is 50% or less, he is guarding, and if you get one rainbow key sphere, he's just with the 50% damage reduction before anything else. I think it's a very good unit, a very good EZA, and it's one of the units that you probably should be considering having in your inbox. Mind you, this guy has been in loads of banners before, so the chances are, if you've been playing for a while, you already have this guy, you already might have him rainbowed. Should you spend a redstone to get a dupe of this guy? Probably not. But if you don't have him, you should seriously consider picking him up. Now, for you guys who are new players and you start in the game and you have those 3 stones, the thing I'm going to consider focus on most for you guys are the LRs. They have higher stats, they have good abilities, and many of them with a Super EZA, they will become absolutely monstrous, and perhaps are those that you should focus on. This Gohan, he's a very good character. He stacks defense. He is an absolutely beast. When he had his stats raised pre-10th anniversary, he was an absolutely fun to use. I really hoped that Dokkan would leave those guys with their increased abilities, with those 2 guys as well as those 2 LRs. They was just so powerful, so fun to use, and even with those abilities, they are nowhere near the brand new units like the Goku and the Vegeta, so that's why I think that they should have kept it. But I think eventually this Gohan will be a fantastic Super EZA. He stacks so much defense. If it's an event where you can stack a little bit, he will stack quite a lot because he's stacking defense on both 18 key and 12 key. So it's a beloved unit. A shame for you to transform with him. It's such a dreadful condition, but nevertheless, it's one of the units, if you knew, you probably should consider having in your box. The same you could be said for the Cell. Now, Cell has a catching base. He tends to be a bit iffy, but once he transforms, good grief, he's very good. Again, most of these units, guy, you're bringing them in the new red zones, you're dead in the water. But for other contents in the game, they are very valuable. So Cell and Gohan are good picks. Those guys here in between, please don't do it. This Gohan is good. He's very solid. Unless you have spared stones and you have everything else in rainbowed, you would do it. Same for these guys, the Family Kamehameha unit. They are very good. They have very good attack stats, but again, they can't take a hit to save their lives. So be careful on that. Namek Goku, no. Trunks, no. Zamasu, very solid, but no. Hit, not even far away. Vegeta and Goku, no. These guys, they were very good when they got also the buff because they're anniversary units. If they get a Super EZA one day, they could be tremendous, but they would be a hit and miss. So until then, I would refrain from getting those guys. Even though they were very promising, I would refrain from having them. Gogeta is good. You transform, it's good. It's a solid, but no. Broly's a no. Goku Black, I wouldn't. Goku Black is a funny thing because he stacks defense, but he never quite gets there. He keeps stacking defense, but his defense is always mediocre. I never understood the maths with this guy. It's a bit bizarre, maybe because of his lower stats. I don't know. What's his stats looking like? His defense? Yeah, 4,500 compared to. Look at that. This would explain a lot. His base defense is 4,000. 590, whereas another counterpart unit there, 7,100. This guy keeps stacking defense, stacking defense, stacking defense, and he never quite gets there. Defense is always low, so I would say no to this guys. This guy is good. He's very solid. If you can transform into Booham, he is very, very good. But the transformation, it's actually a lottery of the draw. You can't know how much HP damage you're gonna take and the turn you're gonna transform. You could just as well just transform with someone that you don't want, and you're just dead in the water. So I would say no. Now those guys, Goku and Frieza, these guys are coming up to a Super Easy A, perhaps this year, the next year. Potentially they look very good, but if you get them with redstones right now, you're probably doing yourself a disfavor, because right now they're worthless. This guy in the Universe Survival Saga team is okay, he's offering everybody defense, but again, there are so many good units in the Universal Survival Saga and Universe 7 that this guy becomes almost irrelevant with his defense, because he probably is going to get you killed. So I would also refrain, so much so that SSJ4, this Gohan is solid but no, this Jiren had his EZA was a big disappointment. Now this guy, Evolution Blue Vegeta, you could get equips from him on a barbershop, and we all think that this guy was gonna get a Super Easy A, and he did not, even though he had skill orbs to be bought from the barbershop, where everybody had their eyebrows raised, and in the end he never actually materialized. So I don't know, maybe is he coming for Saiyan Day? He can't, because he just had a blue Vegeta now. So what was the deal with this guy having his skill orbs? I don't know. You've got to ask Komatsu in a personal letter, because he's probably the only one. He's the producer, so he should know why. It was very like, why is this guy here? Anyway, but he is solid though. He has a very promising Super Easy A to come. So if you don't have him and you have a stone left, if you're a new player, no, still wouldn't do that. Get an LR. Now, Bardock is a no. UI Goku, he's good when he's transformed. With a Super Easy A, he could become a beast, but he's a hit and miss. Those two guys, very, very fun units when they got that buff, because the anniversary units, once again, they were absolutely fantastic units to use. But once the buff goes away, that 1,000 or 1,200% defense that they got, something ridiculous. Once the buff went away, they just back to be dead in the water. I had this guy from since we came out. This is his 2nd year anniversary, and I probably saw this guy transforming maybe 3 times into Vegito, playing all these years with these guys, which is always such a miss from Dokkan when he has these units, which is Goku and Vegeta, but you never get to see Vegito, you never get to see Gogeta, which was such a disappointment. But this guy, once he got his EZA, we transformed into Vegito. His counters at the time were absolutely fantastic, but you would never transform. There was an event, there wasn't a good enough event for you to go as far as to transform to Super Vegeta. So it's like, if you don't have them and you want to hope for the best in the future, maybe they'll be worth the pick. Now, when you came out, yes, no, please, no. This guy needs to get the final blow to get a bit of defense, no. If this guy gets a Super Easy A, he could be absolutely fantastic. But again, it's a hit and miss. We've just had a Vegito now, Super Vegito. This guy didn't Easy A, I beg your pardon, didn't Super Easy A, so you could be looking, when's the next time you're going to see another Super Vegito? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? You don't want to spend your redstone to just have this guy in your inbox, really. Now, Resurrected Frieza, he's good. Again, hoping for a Super Easy A. Gohan the same. This guy is very solid when he came out. Best unit in the game. Absolutely fantastic. I'm sure there's no global players that remember anything about his leader skill when he came out. Wink wink. But here on a Super Easy A, he could be fantastic because he counters. He hits with tremendous power. His super attack is quite nice. But he's one of those units that will probably Super Easy A when a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, brand new LR, will come out. And when are you gonna probably see it? Who knows? I would say a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is an anniversary unit, so it's gonna probably take a year. And if you probably have a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as a headline, you're probably gonna have this guy on a banner anyway. I think if you're gonna ask me a pick for a very good Super EZA in the future, for me, is this guy. Is it gonna materialize? No, but if I have to spend one red stone on a unit that I hope for the best, that would be this guy. But I think with 3 stones, I think you have plenty of units here that you can grab and say, oh, those are fantastic, solid. And we will get to them. Please no, his counterpart just got a Super EZA. When he's gonna get his, you don't know. Janemba might be the same. Although they could be fantastic, very, very solid units. This Janemba is very, very good, but again, you have to dodge. There's a lot of events in the game right now that you can't dodge. He is okay. No. Super Saiyan 4s, now, they are coming out on a Super EZA. They are very old units. Would I take a punt on them? Probably not. They haven't been anything special in the past, except when they came out. When they came out, they were absolutely 2 best units in the game, shoulder to shoulder. But nowadays, they'll just be dead in your box. I know I'm talking a lot about units that you shouldn't or you should consider, but we're gonna come up to the ones that we really should. This Vegeta, no. Trunks, no. Please, no. Maybe on a Super EZA, maybe. His Super EZA was lackluster, if you ask me. Coming up to a Super EZA, but no. He is very solid. This guy offers a lot of damage reduction, so if you're a new player and you're struggling in events, this guy might be a good pick for you. Mind you, he's always unfeatured on some banners, and you summon for something else and he might pop up. I'm sure he does. Oh, no. The AGL one does. This guy doesn't. The AGL one does. I beg your pardon. Stand and correct that. Now, if you don't have him, you should. It's as simple as that. You don't have this guy, you should have him. You have him at 55%, you should have a dupe of this guy. He does need additionals. Why? Because he is simply the best TUR in the game right now. It's just simple. This guy was dead in the water before the anniversary. Dead, absolutely dead. Now, he's the best TUR. And he has something that very, very, very few units in the game have today, that he's changing Key Spheres Tech to Rainbow. So you're gonna have some Key Spheres and not Tech Spheres. And then he's gonna randomly pick another type of Key Spheres and he's gonna change them into int. But it starts from the 5th turn, obviously. But from the 5th turn of the battle, this guy is already eating very, very good, because he starts with 22% damage reduction. You give him 3 Rainbow Spheres, and he's up to 66% damage reduction, which is ludicrous, which is absolutely ludicrous. Cope with the fact that every Key Sphere that he gets, he's getting 40% attack, 30% defense, and recovers 12,000 HP. 30% defense. You get 6 orbs, 180% defense. And I'm telling you guys, with the 66% damage reduction, this guy is eating good. And don't forget, if he's fighting a super class, he gets another 100% attack and defense. If he's fighting an enemy, he gets 50% attack and defense, and all allies get 2 key and gets attack. It is very, very, very good unit. For me, the best TY in the game. He is crying out for a few additionals, because he gets a 30% chance of having another super attack by doing his super attack. And if he has another addition, he can get 3 super attacks in there, which is absolutely monstrous. I had this guy playing with him the other day, 30 million attack start, 30 million attack start, 30 million attack start. Thank you very much. It's absolutely a beast of a unit. This is a must-have. If you don't have him, you grab him. If you have him at 55%, have one dupe at least. Please do not miss out on this guy. This guy, hopefully on a Super Easy A, he could be very good, but right now, no. This guy, is he worth it? I believe he is. I think he's very good. He's got a high chance to dodge. He get another 32% chance to evade enemies' attacks with 12 or more ki. So all in all, you're doing what, 83% chance to dodge. It's absolutely amazing, this guy. And you also, if you get, where's the damage reduction? I'm sure he has some damage reduction somewhere with his super attack. I'm sure. Chance of evading his attack for 3 times, super class, regular attack perform. Oh, here, if the character is 11 ki, if the character, down the bottom, if the character's ki is 11 when all allies attacking in the same turn have over 10 ki spheres, he gets a 50% damage reduction. Now, it's up to you. You can go for that 11 ki. It's not always consistent. It's not always consistent. You're always going for the chance to dodge, which stacks up. Now, 83% chance to dodge is fantastic. He is giving super class allies 30% defense as well. But the key could be an issue if you want to get 11, then you get 12, and then you have to have the damage reduction. So it is a playable character. He's an excellent character in my opinion. He is worth having if you don't have him. But if you have him at 55%, I would just stick to it. I would not use a redstone on him. But it is a pick. It is definitely a pick. Now, our boy Vegito that got an easy. I know a lot of good controversy being around this guy. I think he is fantastic. I think he's absolutely amazing. I think he's worth the red coins if you don't, the redstone if you don't have it. The guy's getting 40% damage reduction right off the bat. And if you receive a normal attack, he has another 40% and he counters. Now, we can argue that he will be dead in a water with 80% damage reduction because his defense is so low. Yes, he's not built for the brand new red zones, but you can still play with him quite comfortably in most events in the games. Where I find it is very, very useful. HP goes below 50%, you have a scouter. He's helping all the allies with ki and defense. It's for me, he is a yes. I like him. A lot of people doesn't like him. It's a very controversial unit. If I didn't have him, I would get a pick. I would get one of him. If I had him at 55%, depends. If you pull the brand new unit, the brand new Vegito, you probably don't want this guy because you want to run other pure Saiyans in there. So keep that in mind. But if you don't have one, it's worth having one. I do like it. For a lot of content in the game, he is very good. Now, Beerus, grab him. That's it. Go and grab him. No arguments. Let's not discuss it. If you don't have him, go and grab him. That's it. Enough said. He's the god of destruction of the game, and rightfully so. Now, Super Easy A, if you have defensive equips, grab him. If you don't have defensive equips, be careful. Be careful. 80% damage reduction. He's very solid, high defense. He needs defensive equips. He is not built for the brand new content. Even though you can bring him, but he will take a lot of damage. But he is still very, very solid. I still use him. Super Battle Road, Ultimate Dokkan Clash. He is always on my Super SDR team. He never fails, and he never will, because he has a chance to stun as well. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You should have this guy in your inbox. Frieza is very solid. Gogeta. Now, Gogeta is a hit and miss. It's like some people like him, some people hate him. Some people have been thinking that he's not good enough. Some people have been saying that he is a very, very badly miss. I like him, but you need to watch the orbs that you take with him. The team need to have to bring him on. He's not a free pass that you can just put on any team, which is a shame. because it was so anticipated to have this guy Easy 8, and it's the first anniversary. When he came, he left a little bit of bitter taste, maybe because of the high expectations. The expectations were so high for this guy, but he is worth having. If you don't have him, you should. You really should. Now, Janemba, you need to have this Janemba. Is he gonna work in the most difficult content in the game? No, because they all gonna cancel dodge. But is he worth you having it? Yes. High chance to dodge, and then as a first attack, another 20% chance to dodge. And it keeps going up. And after evading, he gets a super attack. A great chance to be ineffective against all types. It guards. I think as defensive wise as this guy is concerned, he's brilliant. He's not a bullhorn, but he's very, very good. Very, very good. Now, if you're a new player, grab it. If you're an OG player, you probably have this guy anyway. But you should have a Janemba. You should, if you're a new player, be considering building up an extreme team. And this guy is going to suit you well. This guy is a great support unit. Giving everyone attack and defense is very, very good. But he is to be concerned. Now, our boy Cell. Absolutely astonishing. Astonishing. He changes AGL to tech, and he goes and change a rainbow, others to rainbow except AGL and tech, and you just go and eat. Like Buhan, gets damage reduction, but then he gets attack and defense. 50% per key spheres of 10. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic. It's difficult to put him in teams. You need a Cell Saga team, for example. And links, you need another Cell, and you don't have a good Cell to link with him, and you get 10 key spheres. Fantastic. 500% attack and defense, and this guy just go nuts. You should have him. And if you don't have him and you want to consider have him and a dupe, I would have just one at the moment, but if you have at 55%, have a dupe. Now, Broly, do you have a good Super Bosses team? If you have a good Super Bosses team, you pass on this guy. If you don't, get him. The OG, the very first Super Saiyan Brawler of the game, he needs Rainbow Key Spheres. It's all I'm saying. If you're not going to give him Rainbow Key Spheres in that team, you need to have, for example, Broly, Chilean Lemo, and you save some Rainbow for this guy. He will be helping out everybody with attack and defense, and he is great on Super Bosses, but you need to hide him for the first couple of rotations, and that could get you killed. But he's well worth the pick. Well worth the pick. Rose, solid this year, but no. Broly, Chilean Lemo, I like them, but you need to give them orbs. You give them 7 orbs, 100% guaranteed dodge, but again, you go in an event when it cancels dodge, he is dead in the water, so you're not going to bring him with Super Bosses. So he's going to take a hit. Now, this guy is good, but no, good, but no, good, but no. Heck yeah. If you have a Super Bosses team, you should have this guy on a Super Bosses team. Ready to go, easy 8, and he's a monster. An absolutely damage monster. And the fact that you can put the other ALR Broly in front of the attack's first turn, you can have this guy on second turn. With the second Broly, just float off this guy. When he comes back, he has his active skill and he just demolishes. All in all, this guy's giving a 30, 40, 50, 60 million attack stat. Absolutely brilliant. I have him rainbowed. Absolutely recommend. If you're a new player, grab the Broly. Grab the Broly, grab the Ink Buhan. This is what you should be doing if you're a new player. Now, those guys, they're all going to be hit and miss. I would not pick up these guys. There will be a hit and miss on a Super Easy A. None of these guys here are not even attractive. Not even them. If you're a new player, he's a good option if you want to play the World Tournament. Because this guy's an AoE, you super attack, he kills everyone in the field, you move on. But guys, if you're a new player, the World Tournament is very, very fun the first few rounds, but then it's just boring. Then it's my personal opinion. I don't like World Tournament. I do my missions and I'm out. I'm not going to be there grinding. But this guy is effective to this day, and he's been out for what, 8 years. So if you are a new player and you want to grab this Broly for you to play in the World Tournament, that's going to be one of your best cards. That's what I would go for. Now, imagine Vegeta. No. Gohan. grab him. Grab him. If you don't have him, grab him. If you have him, make sure he's duped up, because he's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, look at the size of his bouncers. He starts with a high defense, change stack spheres into int, and then change other key spheres into rainbow, 2 keeper key spheres, support, enemies defense, when there is an extreme ally, or enemies defense down by 40%, and he gets a 40% chance to dodge. You give him 12 key, he gets defense. For every key sphere obtained. Now, you need to bear that in mind, because this guy I had him, he was doing 50-60 million attack stats with a few key spheres. Is amazing. Is amazing. Remember, with 3 or more key spheres, he has a chance of damage reduction of 50%, which is incredible. Give him the more key spheres you give to this guy, the harder he's gonna hit. And boy, does he hit hard. And once your HP falls below 58%, you give this guy, he changed the entire field to int. You give him every single orb. Your damage reduction gets 30% before attacking, but remember, you're also getting a 40% chance to dodge in here. And boy, does he hit hard. So if you're a new player, LR int Gohan, int Boo, and perhaps you want to get the Broly if you want to play World Tournament, or you want to grab this Broly for a Super Boss 16. These guys are absolutely fantastic. Those are my 3 picks if you can't pick anyone else. Now, needless to say, do not get an Elder Kai. Guys, if you get an Elder Kai, you're just playing wrong. You're just playing wrong. There is no circumstances ever you should be picking up an Elder Kai here. Remember, even when you do your dailies, the Master Roshi event, if you get a launch on the field randomly, you get Elder Kais. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Go summon for your friend's summons and get some funky Kais, Elder Kais, and those in Kais. Please. Just do it. I hope this video has helped you guys. There is a lot of good units in here, but not the super crazy units. A lot of them are going to be hit and miss. A lot of them are going to be taken up by chance. But remember, if you're getting Buhan, if you're getting this guy, hang on, what is it? LR Gohan, SSJ2 Gohan, Buhan, Broly if you're new and you want to play the World Tournament, or the Trek Broly, you cannot go wrong with those 3 units. You cannot go wrong. They are fantastic. They're amazing. Obviously, Ghost the hardest content in the game. None of those units will survive. But the vast majority of this content, these units are going to help you immensely. Do it. So that's my opinion here. That's Tanoshi's opinion. If you think something different or a unit that I've missed out, let me know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you're new, guys. You will help the channel tremendously. Thanks very much for watching. Tanoshi here. And as always, boys and girls, sayonara.